What's up, guys? Fortune with Jackalman Games and Fanatics here, bringing you a box opening today. So, the time is upon us. The brand new set of Pokemon Sun and Moon Cosmic Eclipse has arrived, and I have bought 2 boxes of it. This is the first set that I've bought in of Pokemon in probably about 7 years or so I'm pretty excited to see what I get. Let's go ahead and get started. So, there's a ton of cards that I've been looking forward to getting my hands on in this set. Probably some of the biggest ones would be the new Evolution line. I'm super excited to see those. The last deck that I built way back when was a Evolution deck that focused on getting all of the different evolutions out and evolving as many times as I could to get the extra effects from the evolutions. So, like the Flareon did extra damage on the turn that it evolved and things like that. But that was kind of the last deck that I did, so I have a lot of kind of nostalgia on evolution decks, so I kind of want to get another one built. I'm also looking for some Dialga Palkias, Dialga Palkia, God, what's the other one? It's Arceus, Dialga Palkia Arceus, I can't talk. And a few more pretty good cards from the set, so let's go ahead and get these cards open and see what we get. I did have Jeannie handpick these boxes for me over the phone, so hopefully her luck came through. And let's see if I can remember how this works. So we get the code card on the bottom, and I can already see something good right there. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, or am I supposed to do them in order? It's been a long time since I've opened these. So we got Cilio, Herdior, Hakama, we got our Energy, Rockruff, Stuffle, Rowlet, Phantom, Magnemite, we got our Reverse Empoleon, and the very first pack. Look at that. We got that Arceus, Dialga, and Palkia set. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, that looks great. Super excited. First set, already got the big one out of the way. Let's see what the next one brings us. So, I'm also kind of looking forward to the, what's it called? The Charizard Braixen. 2, 3, 4. There we go, that's how we do it. So, we got that red and blue tag team supporter, which is brand new to the set, the tag team supporters. Carvana, Chinchou, Azurill, Rufflet, a reverse Turkle, and a Raichu. Also worth noting that both of these packs were green. Apparently they've done away with the green and white code card differences with this set, or at least kind of changed it up to where it's not the same as it used to be, which was an interesting thing to find out, but apparently it's true. Probably should have got a trash bag, that would have been a smart idea. Alright, so code card, 1, 2, 3, 4. Got that Professor Oak setup, which is pretty good. And, hey, a full art Excadrill, look at that. Man, I love the way that the full arts look in this set. And then a Weavile to finish it out. Alright, well that's 2 big pulls already. Let's see. If I put them here, will this work? Kinda, yeah. Okay. Everything else kind of off to the side. Alright, let's see what else we get. 2, 3, 4. Alright, Fire Energy, Igglybuff. We got the new Will supporter. The next time that you flip any number of coins for the effect of an attack ability or trainer, this makes them basically show up as heads 100% of the time. So that's pretty nice. Gets rid of some of the randomization that makes other cards kind of bad, but then it's kind of a 2-card combo, so I don't know if it's going to be worth it. Got a Reverse Cosmog and an Emboar to finish out that pack. Let's see, what else am I kind of looking for from this set? I am looking for the I think it's called the Great Catcher. The new, basically, way to bring up EX and GX Pokemon from the bench. I think that's going to be a very important card that, hey, speak of the devil, Great Catcher right there. So you can play this card only if you discard 2 other cards from your hand. Switch one of your opponent's benched Pokemon GX or Pokemon EX with their active Pokemon. I think that this is going to be in a whole lot of decks, and it's very nice to get. Your Dragonium Z is pretty nice too. Let's see. We got both Dusclops and Duskull in that pack. That's neat. We got our Reverse Rockruff and a Foil Magneton. Alright. So, not done too bad so far. I've gotten God, I'm still kind of happy off of that Dialga Palkia. 3, 4. Alright, let's see. Got our energy. Inge Resolve is another good supporter that I think is going to see a lot of use, so nice to pull it here. Discard the top 6 cards of your deck. If any of those cards are basic energy cards, attach them to one of your benched dragon Pokemon. We got Mawile. Hey, there's Flareon. So here's one of the evolutions that I was talking about a moment ago. Its ability is Power Cheer. The attacks of your Pokemon GX in play that evolve from EV do 30 more damage to your opponent's active Pokemon before applying weakness and resistance. You can't apply more than one Power Cheer ability at a time. Then it has a Fire to Colorless attack for 90 to discard an energy from this Pokemon. And so not the best, but the extra damage is pretty nice. Let's see. Alright, we got a Reverse Glalie and a Trevenant. So first couple of packs were pretty gas, and it's kind of slowed down since. So maybe the second half stack over there will have more of what I'm looking for in it. Got the Energy, Island Challenge Amulet. This one's kind of an interesting one. I'm not sure how good it's going to be. I mean, giving your opponent less prizes is always a good thing, but minus 100 health is kind of hard. I come from an era where everything was one-shotting everything. Now, I know it seems to be, from the little bit that I've played, more of a two-shotting game nowadays, but dropping down to 100 HP kind of makes you a one-shottable again. So, and for those that don't know, basically you attach this to a GX or EX, it gives them minus 100 HP, and they're worth one less prize. So, tag teams are basically worth 2 prizes, normal GXs are worth 1 prize, etc. We got an Erica, which is nice. Each player may draw up to 3 cards. You draw first. I don't know how much Erica is going to be played. You generally don't want to be playing cards that give your opponent draw, so we'll see on that one. Got an Alolan Sandshrew. That's kind of nice art. Really neat looking. Cosmog, Psyduck, a Reverse Ursaring, and a Palisand for our rare. Alright, still no Charizard Braixen. I think it's Charizard Braixen. Like 99% certain. Alright, let's see here. Got another Erica, and there's a Jolteon. Alright, so its Speed Cheer ability is the attacks of your Pokemon GX in play that evolve from Eevee cost 1 colorless less. You can't apply more than one of these at a time. And then a Headbolt for 70. What was the HP of the Flareon? Just out of curiosity. See if I can find it real quick. I don't think it was this far back, was it? Ponyta. There it is. 110, so 10 HP less, and a little bit less damage, but for less energy too, so. Alright, let's see. We got a Reverse Hollow Spheal, and a Raw Credilli. Alright. Another one that I'm pretty interested in trying out is the, I think it's called a Volcarona. Again, it's been a while since I've been into Pokemon, so I'm probably saying some of these names horribly wrong. I did see a nice shiny border, so we got something good in this pack. We got Bella and Bryson Man. Discard 3 cards from the top of each player's deck. When you play this card, you may discard 3 other cards from your hand. If you do, each player discards their benched Pokemon until they have 3 benched Pokemon. Your opponent discards first. Seems interesting. I'm sure there will be some type of stall deck that runs that. Chaotic Swell, that's another one of the cards that's really nice to have. Basically, it's an anti-stadium. So whenever either player plays a stadium card from their hand, discard that stadium after discarding this one. So basically, your opponent has to play 2 stadiums in order to get whatever they want out. And since you can only play 1 stadium a turn, it basically takes them 2 turns to get something important that they might need out. A type Null, Passimian, Rowlet, Lillipup, a Reverse Wailord, and a Savali GX. Alright, so I've heard a little bit about this one, but I don't think I've looked into it yet. So it's Disc Reload. Once during your turn before you attack, you may draw cards until you have 5 in your hand. Brave Buddies, 2 colorless, 50 plus. If you played a supporter card from your hand during this turn, this attack deals 70 more damage. That's pretty good. And then it's GX for 2 colorless. If your opponent's active Pokemon is an Ultra Beast, it is knocked out. Interesting. I haven't seen too many Ultra Beasts outside of a couple of decks running Buzzwole, so I'm not sure if that GX is going to be super useful, but the 2 energy for, what, 120, if I did my math right, which I probably didn't. doesn't seem terrible. And then the ability to draw up to 5 cards every turn. Alright, so hey, there's our third one, Vaporeon. So its ability gives Pokemon GX in play plus 60 HP. It's not bad. Refreshing Rain is 60 damage and heals 30 damage. So Vaporeon's definitely like a support one. Gets your HP up, and if you have it out in the active, you can kind of heal up and save some KOs. Not too bad. We got Eevee, Duskull, Trimple, Flababy. We got our Reverse Holo, Red and Blue, which is nice, and a rare Heliosc. Alright. Next up, we have 2, 3, 4. Anorith, Gloom. Lana's Fishing Rod is pretty nice to get. Shuffle a Pokemon and Pokemon Tool card from your discard into your deck. A Ducklet, Helioptile, something like that. Cosmog, Slugma, Wilmore, Reverse Swirlix, and a Weezing. So the Weezing and Coughing in this set I think are going to be pretty interesting. I see them being used a little bit. Blow Away Bomb. Once during your turn, when you discard this Pokemon with the effect of Roxy, you may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. And then it has Balloon Burst for 90 damage. Discard this Pokemon and all cards attached to it. So that's kind of an interesting effect. We'll see where it goes. Alright, up next, we got our Fairy Energy, Torkoal, Ambipom, another Fishing Rod, Flabebe, Sneasel, Natu, Trapinch, a Spheal, a Reverse Holo, Alolan Sandshrew, that looks nice, and a Guzma Hala full art. Alright, so this was one of the supporters that I was kind of looking for too, just because I think anything with Guzma on it's going to see a little bit of play. Search your deck for a Stadium card, reveal it, and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. When you play this card, you may discard 2 other cards from your hand. If you do, also search for a Pokemon Tool card and a Special Energy card in this way. So, kind of very good hand fixer, lets you get your Stadiums out, get rid of the Stadium that deals damage to your GXs if it's down. It lets you get that Swell Stadium, Cosmic Swell or whatever it was called, out onto the field to kind of slow your opponent down, and just all around pretty important. So I think that's going to be, I don't know if it'll be a staple in every deck, but it'll definitely be around in a lot, so it's nice to have. Alright, let's see. Got Lily's Full Force. Draw 4 cards. At the end of this turn, if you have 3 or more cards in your hand, shuffle cards from your hand into your deck until you have 2 cards. Seems okay. End's Resolve, again, is pretty good. Larvesta, Slugma, Chinchou, Cosmog, Pancham, Drillbur, a full art Mimikyu. Alright. So Mimikyu I think is pretty good too. Let's see. We got Impersonation for 1, colorless. Discard a supporter card from your hand. If you do, use the effect of that card as the effect of this attack. And then Mischievous Hands for 1 Psychic. Choose 2 of your opponent's Pokemon and put 2 damage counters on each of them. So that one, the Mischievous Hands I don't think is super impressive, but Impersonation, this is going to be a great setup card, right? Because you get to play 2 supporters your turn, basically every turn that you use this, as well as being able to use the supporter turn 1. If I remember what I was told correctly, once the new set effects go into play, you're only going to be able to play one supporter, You're not going to get to play one supporter turn 1. You can only, like, attach and play item and regular trainer cards. So this kind of lets you get around that since you're discarding the supporter and playing it. And then for our rare, we got an Empoleon. So full art Mimikyu, that's pretty nice. Happy to see that one. Alright guys, we are almost halfway through. Only gotten 1 Dialga and Palkia, and I'm kind of wanting 2 or 3, but we do have a whole nother box to go through too, so. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got another Great Catcher, that's important to get. I think that's 2 of the 4 that I'm looking for. Then we got a Reverse Holo Great Catcher, so now I'm up to 3, and a Braviary for the rare. Alright, on to the next one. Doing pretty good so far. A lot of the cards that I was looking for are coming up. What about you guys? You think the evolutions are going to be anything worth seeing? I really hope they are. Alright, so Beastite, A tag call, this one's going to be pretty important. It lets you search your deck for up to 2 tag teams, reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle your deck. Pretty much anything that lets you pull out your main attackers is going to be really good. I think this is going to see a whole lot of play. Alright, Phantup Grimer, Alolan Grimer, Magnemite. We got our Eevee. It has a lead. Search your deck for a supporter card, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle your deck, and Bite. Bite's never going to be used, of course. Drillbur, Reverse Hollow, and a Hollow Victini. Victini is Victory Heal. Once during your turn before you attack, you may heal 20 damage from one of your benched Pokemon. That kind of helps against decks that are spreading damage around, like, oh god, what is that thing called? Giratina? Yeah, Giratina that does damage to the bench. So Victini is nice. I'm sure there's quite a few ways that you can throw the card into your decks to get the utility out of its power. Bench space is definitely coming at a premium right now, though. Alright. Next up, we got a Cynthia and Caitlyn tag team, where you can put a supporter card from your discard pile into your hand. You can't choose Cynthia and Caitlyn or a card you discarded with the effect of this card. When you play this card, you may discard another card from your hand. If you do, draw 3 cards. So basically, when you play this, you get to get a supporter and 3 cards in your hand. I think that this is going to see a lot of play. We got another Mimikyu, that's pretty important, and a Lily's Pokédoll, so I'm super excited to see this, actually. There are a few decks going around that I've seen make really good use out of this, where they basically use a card that has a bounce attack, where it comes out, attacks for however much, and then comes back to the bench, and this gets put out. So this gets killed and recycled from your discard over and over again, and your opponent can basically never take a prize, because this works as a basic that you get no prizes for knocking out. So, pretty interesting, and I'm wanting to try and make something out of that one. Alright, what else did we get? We got a Reverse Lillipup and a Rare Groudon. Alright guys, we are right at the halfway mark. We've got this pack and one more to go, and we are done with the first box. Alright, we got the Fire Energy, we got another Lily's Full Force, a Clay, that's the first time I've seen that one. You can discard the top 7 cards of your deck, and if any of those cards are item cards, you can put them into your hand. Seems okay. Primplup, Apom, Onyx, Tipig, another Alolan Sandshrew, a Snorunt, a Reverse Black Kyurem, and a Lantern. So, back in my day, because, you know, I'm old, the Reverse Hollows used to just be the card back and then just a hollow. It didn't really have any symbols or any, like, cool effects to it like they do now. I'm honestly not sure which one that I like more. The, just clean hollow effect looks really nice in a binder, but that's a really neat idea to have, like, the energies represented and nice and shiny. So, alright, last pack in the first half of the box. We got a Cilio, a Bisharp, a Tropius, an Oddish, a Ralts, Sandygast, Spheal, Cottonee, a Reverse Phantup, and a Rare Wailord. Good old Wailord. Alright, well, we got, what is it? 2 GXs, 2 Full Arts, and, well, I guess 3 Full Arts. I guess it's considered a Full Art too. Out of one half of a box, so pretty good. Let's see what the second half has for us. I haven't seen any, I don't know. There's a couple of more cards that I'm kind of looking for. Like, I mentioned earlier Volcarona, I don't think I mentioned, but I am also looking for the Coughing that goes with that Wheezing. A couple of other smaller cards, too. So we start off with a Pyroar, a Throw, Tangrowth, Togedemaru, Onyx, Wailmer, Palpitoad, Kricketot, a Reverse Beastite, and a Blastoise Piplup. Alright, so let's see, what does this guy do? Splash Maker for 2 blue and white, 150. You may attach up to 3 water energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon in any way you like. If you do, heal 50 damage from those Pokemon for each card you attach to them in this way. And then the same energy requirements for 100 plus damage on Bubble Launcher GX. Your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. If this Pokemon has at least 3 extra water energy attached to it, in addition to this attack's cost, this attack does 150 more damage. So 250 total for 6 energy. Doesn't seem great. Splash Maker wouldn't be horrible if it wasn't 3 energy. I'm not sure how much water acceleration there is at the moment, but if there's an easy way to get a lot of energy onto this card, I could see it doing really well for itself. But hey, that was the first pack in the second half, and it seems both the first packs were pretty good. What I get? I got the Dialga Palkia I was looking for in the very first pack of this video. Alright, let's go ahead and set this up. We got an Energy, Pignite, Zingoose, Gloom, Palpitoad, Jingamo-O, Deerling, Golett, Dewpider, a Reverse Hollow Island Challenge Amulet, and a Rare Sunflora. Alright, so back in the day I actually did my best to try and complete full Reverse Hollow sets. I think it's the same now, but I'm not 100% certain. Back then, you could get every single card in the set in a Reverse Hollow. So, like, having them all set up in a binder looked really nice. And I'm not saying that I'm probably going to be buying enough of this set to try and do that, but I might be doing that. So we got our first Roxy. Supporter that discards up to 2 of your Pokemon that are not Pokemon GX or EX from your hand. Draw 3 cards for each card discarded this way. It's not bad, up to 6 card draw for 2 discards, so you're drawing 4 cards. I'd rather just play the other supporter we saw earlier that draws 4 and then shuffles your hand down to 2. Professor Oak setup, I think that's our second one. Search your deck for up to 3 basic Pokemon of different types and put them onto your bench, then shuffle your deck. So that helps you get your setup going. That's, I'm sure that we'll be seeing that in a lot in Malamar decks. Carvanha, Chinchou, Azurill, Rufflet, Full Art, Stoutland. So let's see, Arf Arf Bark. When you play this Pokemon from your hand to evolve one of your Pokemon during your turn, you may discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. If this Pokemon is your active Pokemon and is knocked out by damage from an opponent's attack, you may discard an energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And then 3 colorless for 110. This attack does 30 damage to one of your opponent's benched Pokemon. Don't apply weakness and resistance. Seems alright. Let's see, can you still see this spot over here? Yep. And then for our rare, we got a Marshadow, which is pretty nice. Alright, I'm still looking for that one Great Catcher. If I can get one more Great Catcher, then we've got the whole playset, and I'm good to go. Alright. We got our, I believe, second Guzma-Hala. Yeah, there's our first one there. We got Roller Skater. I think that's our first one. Discard a card from your hand. If you do, draw 2 cards. If you discarded an energy card this way, draw 2 more cards. Well, that's going to be seen in pretty much every Malamar deck, right? Because you just discard your energy and get it right back. Clefairy, Golett, Dewpider, Helioptile, Carvanha, Tepig, Reverse Alola Meowth, and a Glade. Double type, as long as this Pokemon is in play, it is both a Psychic and Fighting type. Power Cyclone, 2 colorless for 120. Move an energy from this Pokemon to one of your benched Pokemon. Doesn't seem bad. The Alolan Persian GX is also one that I'm kind of looking for. I've seen a lot of hate on it online, but I think it'll be pretty useful in a couple different archetypes. And I'm pretty excited to try it out. But honestly, I can say that about most things in this set. So we're starting off with that Grass Energy. We got our first Draw Energy, so that's something else that I'm looking to get 4 of, just because you kind of always want Special Energy to have that option. Draw Energy provides colorless, and when you attach this, you draw a card. So pretty straightforward, and I think it's pretty nice to have. Got an Unidentified Fossil. It's a 60 HP basic Pokemon, and you may discard this card from play at any time during your turn. Sure. Nosepass, Litleo, Flabebe, Spheal, Natu, Reverse Hollow Cosmog, and then my, I believe, third Mimikyu. So we're getting pretty close on playsets of a couple of the important cards that I was looking for, which is nice. Let's see what we get next. Alright, we got Steel. I see a nice border in the back. Island Challenge Amulet, Kirlia, Duskull, Trample, Piplup, another Cosmog, Ponyta. We got our Reverse Hollow Solgaleo. Armor of the Sun. If you have a Lunala in play, your Solgaleo and Lunala take 50 less damage from your opponent's attacks. Nice. Soul Fangs is 180 for 4 energy. Discard 2 energy from this Pokemon. Oof. That's kind of a bad attack. Alright, what do we got? We got a Vileplume GX. So this was one that I was kind of meh on. It has Fragrant Flower Garden. Once during your turn, you may heal 30 damage from each of your Pokemon. Massive Bloom for 180, and it does 10 less damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. Allergic Explosion does 50 damage, and your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned, paralyzed, and poisoned. So the GX seems pretty good. The power, once during your turn, well, I guess that's just it can happen on your bench, right? So it is a stage 2, which is kind of hard to pull off if you have it in your deck just as a support, but who knows, it might do pretty good. We'll see. Be a nice one to kind of play around with and figure something out. Alright, what energy we got now? We got a Water with a Heracross on my, I believe, second Pokédoll, second Dragonium Z, Nosepass, Snorunt, Rockruff, Deerling, Teddiursa, Reverse Groudon, and a Magcargo Rare. Alright, so doing pretty good. I don't know what the chances are, if at all, of pulling more than one of a specific GX out of a box, but I'm still hoping for more of the Dialga Palkia Arceuses. Prinplup, Anorath, we got a Kricketune, which I think is going to be a pretty interesting combination. So it's got 1 Grass for 30 plus. If you have exactly 1 card in your hand, this attack does 100 more damage. If you have exactly 3 cards in your hand, your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. And if you have exactly 6 cards in your hand, this attack does 30 damage to each of your opponent's benched Pokemon. So it's not super strong. It is a stage 1, so it comes out fairly quickly. And it has some neat effects. I don't know if it'll be like meta or used, but I think there's a few fun decks that you can kind of figure out to go along with that one. Alright, and for our reverse, we got a Duskull and a Hollow Black Kyurem for our rare. Alright, starting off hot with that fire energy, we got our, I believe, second Will, a Golduck, Pangoro, Pawniard, Togedemaru, Trapinch, Flabebe, Tangela, a reverse Will, so that's our third one, and then a rare Alolan Monk. Next up, we've got a Fighting Energy, another Roxy, that's our second or third one, Herdier, Tangrowth, Pikachu, Stuffle, Pawniard, Litleo. We got that coughing that I was talking about. So it has an ability, Blow Away Bomb, the same way as, or the same effect as the, what does coughing evolve into? Come on. The same effect as the Wheezing. Once during your turn, when you discard this Pokemon with the effect of Roxy, you may put 1 damage counter on each of your opponent's Pokemon. Place damage counters after the effect of Roxy. And then Poison Gas for 10. We got a Hollow Intresolve, I believe that's our fourth one, third or fourth, and then a rare Xatu. So let's look at Roxy real quick. I got her in this set, right? So Roxy, discard up to 2 Pokemon that are not Pokemon GX or EX cards from your hand, and draw 3 cards from each card that you discarded this way. And this does how much? Coughing does 1 damage counter. So, interesting combo. Not sure if it does enough to really get used, because it requires a lot to get them both into your hand, but who knows. Up next, we have Steel Energy, a Mallow, and Lana. I think that's our first one of that one. Switch your active Pokemon with one of your benched Pokemon. When you play this card, you may discard 2 other cards from your hand, and if you do, heal 120 damage from the Pokemon you move to your bench. Seems good. And we did get another Flareon, which is nice. So switch your active Pokemon with a benched Pokemon, discard 2 cards, and heal the one that you move to your bench. Not bad. There's a lot of healing cards in this set. You got Igglybuff. There's also a baby trio, like the God trio up there that I'm kind of looking for. Sneasel, Spheal, Alola Meowth, Ralts, Passimian. We got that full art Coffin. Look at that. Well, now I have to play Coughing and Wheezing, right? So, oh man, that looks super nice. The full arts, again, I've said this once already, but the full arts look super good in this set. And then we got another Raichu to finish off the pack there. So, only 3, 6, 7 packs left to go. I think we're doing pretty good for pools. Again, this is the first kind of box that I've bought in about 7 years, so I have no idea what the pool rate for these things are. But I feel like I've gotten a pretty good amount. So now we've got a Dark Energy going into a Dusclops, Larvesta, a Floetta, Ducklet, Helioptile, Cosmog, Slugma, Whelmore, a Reverse Hollow Trapinch, and a Palisand to finish off our rare from that pack. Alright, starting off with that fire into a Jolteon. That's our second one of that, so that's nice to get. There is either our 4th or 5th in Resolve. Either way, I'm fairly certain we've got a full set of it now, which I'm happy about. Mawile, a Spheal, a Passimian, Rowlet, Lillipup, Scrope, and a Sylveon. I actually haven't seen the Sylveon yet. So for one fairy, it does 30 damage, and during your opponent's next turn, the defending Pokemon's attacks do 30 less damage, and it has 110 HP. And then Beloved Pulse for a fairy colorless, 80 plus, and if you played a tag team supporter, this does 80 more damage. So if you play a tag team supporter, this does 160 for 3. For stage 1, 1 prize Pokemon, seems pretty good. I like it. And then Crabominable. Alright, we got a fairy, Dartrix, Cosmium, Mawile, Rowlet, Phantup, Magnemite, Lillipup, Trapinch, a Reverse Hollow Araquanid, and a Flygon GX. Alright, I haven't even looked at this card yet, so let's see. It has the Dusty Defense ability. As long as this Pokemon is your active Pokemon, all of your Pokemon take 30 less damage from your opponent's attacks. For 3 fighting, it does 120 plus. If there's a stadium card in play, this does 20 more, and then it discards that stadium, so 140 and discards. Then Sonic Edge GX does 220, and this attack's damage is not affected by any effects. Okay, I can see that being fairly useful. It is a stage 2 though, which seems a little slow in the current metagame, but you know, I could definitely see some I'm getting super tongue-tied. I could definitely see some use out of that one. Alright, Lightning Energy, Lilip, Rotom, another Erica, a Coughing, Drillbur, Swirlix, Kricketot, Woobat, Reverse Pancham, and a rare Seismitoad. Alright guys, we're down to our last 3. I just want to get 2 more, either full art or GX cards, to kind of like fill out the set, and I'll be happy with what we pulled. Alright, let's see. We've got Energy, we got Heracross, Arachnid, Throw, an Eevee, a Flabebe, a Sneasel, a Natu, a Trapinch, a Reverse Dewpider, and a Foil Rosa. I would love to get a full art Rosa. I think that's going to be, not only is Rosa going to be used a little bit, but I think that the full art one's going to go up in price. So this card is, you can only play this if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn. You then get to search your deck for a Pokemon, a trainer card, add them basic energy, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So yeah, I think that's going to be seen a lot of. Alright guys, I may have kind of spoiled myself on this one. I think I saw a good border here. So let's get down to it and see what we get. We got another Fishing Rod, another Vaporeon, an Absol, a Rufflet, a Piplup, an Alolan Vulpix, a Rockruff, a Stuffle, a Reverse Hollow Gloom, and a GX Persian. So, what was it that I was just saying? I was looking for one of these. Every time I say I'm looking for a card, I get it. Let's see. I'm looking for a full art Great Catcher. I'm saying that next. Alright. So, the Alolan Persian has the Smug Face ability. Prevent all effects of attacks, including damage, done to this Pokemon by your opponent's Tag Team Pokemon and Ultra Beasts, and by your opponent's Pokemon that have any special energy attached to them. So basically it just stalls and shuts down decks that only rely on Tag Teams, or anything that might have Ultra Beasts or special energy. So this combined with, I don't know, Keldeo, just shuts down like 90% of the main attackers that are out there. Which, by the way, it also does Claw Slash for 120, and its GX is this attack does 120 damage to one of your opponent's Pokemon, which is not affected by weakness or resistance. Alright guys, we're almost there. We need one more to complete the layout. Let's see what we get from this last pack. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got a Psychic, We got a Misting Lorelei. I think that's the first one that we've seen. Search your deck for up to 3 water energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand, then shuffle your deck. When you play this card, you may discard 5 other cards from your hand. If you do during this turn, your water Pokemon can use their GX attacks even if you've used your GX attacks this turn. Or used your GX attacks that game. So, super strong. I'm not 100% certain what all water GXs are out there, because, again, I'm newer to the game again. But I feel like getting to use a GX attack more than once is pretty busted. We got Rotom, Type Null, Apom, Onix, Tepig, Alolan Sandshrew, Snorunt, Reverse Kyogre, and a Glalie to finish it out. That's okay, we'll just put this elf over here to feel special. But alright guys, that was box number 1. I feel pretty happy. I got a lot of the things that I was looking for. In fact, I will be right back. Here is kind of a handful of everything that I picked up out of the pile that I think is worth note. And again, it was a very quick look through, so I may have missed a couple of duplicates, but just kind of getting an idea of what I need in the next box. I do need another couple of Guzma and Halas, 3 more tag calls, because I think those are going to be pretty important to get. We did get a full set of In's Resolve, and 3 out of 4 Great Catchers, so I think I need 1 more of those. Some more Chaotic Swells would be nice, 2 more Lily's Pokedolls, some Draw Energies, and a couple more Professor Oaks in Red and Blue, and then a couple more of each of the evolutions I'd be pretty happy to see. But all in all, I think this was a pretty great box, especially to start my collection back up and running. Thank you guys for joining me, and I will have part 2, the next box, coming out soon.